Hey race fans, we are back here for Inside NARC as we get set for the third race of the 65th anniversary season for the Northern Auto Racing Club. And in this episode, we're going to get right to it here in just a little bit. We're going to be previewing the Peter Murphy Classic, $11,000 to win, a main event at Kings Speedway in Hanford, California. And that will be Saturday night, and it'll be the first of several trips that the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series makes to the Kings County 3/8 mile. So let's get right into it. Well, NARC Series General Manager Jim Allen on the phone with us. And Jim, 2 races completed in the 65th anniversary schedule of the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series. We've seen some great racing at 2 different racetracks, and now we enter a non-quarter mile racetrack in Kings Speedway in Hanford this coming Saturday for the Peter Murphy Classic.
Yeah, you know what? In a strange way, I am really looking forward to the larger track variety. I mean, anybody who's been following us knows that, we race at the quarter miler in Chico, and we this past Saturday at Stockton. And I don't know if it's a solar eclipse or some weird stars aligning up, but yeah, we've had a couple of let's say rough nights. I always hate when we're not rolling enough equipment into the trailer and everything. And then again, that's what happens at bull rings. And now we're going to go to Peter Murphy's 3/8 mile, and cars tend to be a little bit farther apart. They're going faster, but I don't know. I think it gets a additional level of racer respect between the guys, and they know that they can't shoehorn their car into a few places that you might have to do at a smaller racetrack. So we're going to see them air it out, and Peter Murphy's putting $11,000 on the line again for the winner, and that should bring out the best of all of our troops.
Well, and, going to the theme of the quarter miles, another theme that stayed the same, Cole Macedo, Drew Warner, and that team with Tarleton Motorsports, they're just, everything's just aligning right for that team. Even though it seemed like in Cole's interview last Saturday when you talked with them in Victory Lane, he felt they didn't have the greatest car in their dash, and then they were able to just turn it around and rise to the occasion in the feature.
Yeah, there's some spectacular crew chiefs on the NARC Tour, and just in California in general. And Drew Warner is definitely one of those guys. He doesn't have to see things too far in depth where, at that point he knows what kind of changes need to be made. And another good thing about Cole, Cole is a real good communicator. And, if you ever hang around the Tarleton pits, you can see, the conversation going on, and, it's a sort of like a golfer and a caddy there. They're going to figure out the right thing there. And, that's really what Stockton was going to come down to, was who could figure it out the fastest and who could make it work first. And, I think it was pretty much him and, DJ Neto. And I think they were the first 2. They ran up front. And, the Tarleton Motorsports, whenever they put their head to it with, Chase Championship, they don't hold anything back. And like I said, they've got a great team there, and they're 2 races in, they're the team to beat.
Well, and, you mentioned DJ Neto, and we're talking about his hometown, Hanford, where Kings Speedway is. He won the last NARC race there. And another name, you got to bring up in conversation is last week's runner-up, Justyn Sanders. Those are the last 2 winners at Kings. They're very fast. They've got a lot of laps there, and it should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's talk about Justyn Sanders for a second. He struggled at stock. He was in the back of his heat race, and then fought his way to a transfer spot. And I think he started 8th or 10th in the feature, and charged his way up to the front. And he has something to prove in a big way. I think he's got really comfortable at Hanford. You could tell he was, it was a bucket list item for him when he won that race. And, nobody says you can't do a bucket list twice. And whatever. So Justyn Sanders, he is overdue for a victory. DJ Neto, I don't know. It's sort of like, now that DJ's got healed up from his shoulder injury, I don't know. He's stepped it up. He's sitting pretty tall in the seat these days, and he's qualifying a lot better. And he's a guy to beat, and he knows that track inside and out as well.
Yeah, Doug Watts has really got that team dialed in, spinning the wrenches and everything, because they were good even at Mini Gold Cup, and they won the night before right out of the box. I mean, they've shown a lot of speed and are real contenders.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, Doug is a great full-time addition to that team, and and all DJ's got to come out there and go racing and stay out of trouble. And then we got that other guy, that 41 cars coming back. He said he wasn't coming back. Dominic said he wasn't coming back until May 1st, but I guess the $11,000 payday and the fact that he's won 3 of those things, I think it's 3 in a row. I guess whatever he throws his name into the ring is a man to beat as well.
And I think that's going to be really cool to see, because here's a Dominic Scelzi coming off of racing a lot with the High Limit Series and racing a lot with the World of Outlaws. So it's not as if he's been, to say, sitting around on the couch and, taking it easy at, the old folks' home or anything. He's been out. He's been getting some reps in with some great competition.
Yeah, I think we just call that fine-tuning. He's fine-tuning his skill set. So, yeah, he's going to he knows that place back and forth. He loves running there. There's a emotional connection between him and Peter Murphy. Peter was the guy who talked him back into racing when Dominic broke his back many years back. And so there's all wins are special, but when Dominic wins there, I don't know, it goes to a whole different level. And obviously he's coming back, and he wants to prove that he's still the big guy on the block as far as California talent goes. So that should be good. And like I said, and that's just we're just skimming the surface of people who have a chance to even win here.
No doubt about it. There's so many storylines going into this race. And talking about this race, we mentioned the payday, $11,000. It's our second 5-digit payday on the campaign with the series. But I think even more than that, in kind of where you go back to talking about Peter Murphy and Dominic Scelzi, to win this race, it's a big deal, because Peter Murphy is such a iconic person, not just in the Central Valley, not just in California, but really in the Western United States when it comes to sprint car racing. So to win a race in honor of Peter is a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And, this is, the way the Peter Murphy Classic really started anyway was, remember, Peter got seriously injured. Actually, I don't know what he basically was almost to the point where he was seeing the white light at Antioch. It was probably one of the scariest incidents in NARC history. And, he had a lot of injuries to overcome. And, the NARC Benevolent Fund helped him and his family trying to get through those tough times. And when Peter finally got healthy and got back to where he felt he could give back, that's where the Peter Murphy Classic started. And Peter has paid back anything and everything that NARC has donated them to him in the past. He's made all these contributions through his racing events. And, it's not something that he has to do. It's something he's always wanted to. And, that continues today. We're going to have a NARC Benevolent Fund auction at the racetrack on Saturday as well. And, once again, we always hope that, that's money that the Benevolent Fund never has to use. But Peter does a pretty good job of keeping that fund in the forefront. And, whatever. He definitely gets bonus points for me and, the open wheel community as a whole.
Well, in this race, too, it's just got that party-like vibe. A party at Pete's Place, basically, is what you could label it. You got the pole shuffle, which last year was just extraordinary, just incredible. And then of course, there's racing happening, but, you got beach balls flying everywhere. You've got, the crazy music, well, not crazy and an insane thing, but in a good way, of just the stuff that Pete does to just, we're all there to have a great time, and we're just so happen there's a race there as well.
Yeah, well, in a good way, those Australians, boy, they take it to a whole nother level of fun and excitement. And, that he's taken a lot of the best promotions that, he has seen in Australia and New Zealand, and he's trying to incorporate every last one of them into, our events out here. And, his brain, goes at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And, sometimes we get on the phone and we just bounce ideas. We could do this, do that, do this and that. And, like I said, it's great for the fan. I mean, we want to get them engaged in here, as long as, also make it a fun event for the drivers. We want them to be, more than just get out there and, drive around in circles. We want them engaged and having a good time and, making connections and, somewhere along the way. I mean, people get sponsorships that way too. You never know who you're talking to.
You never know who's watching. You never know who's listening. And, you never know who you're talking to. Exactly. Kings Speedway, without a doubt, it's the place to be. I don't know why you'd want to be anywhere else because it's going to be a happening, as they say. It's going to be an incredible show from start to finish.
Absolutely. So, everybody listening, as Peter Murphy would always say, bring a friend. Bring a friend, and just so you know that I'm not preaching it, I brought 14 friends to the races at Stockton, 9 of them who've never even been to a sprint car race. And the more we build this sport internally, the better it gets for everybody.
Well, Dominic Scelzi is the defending winner of the Peter Murphy Classic, and Dominic spending a lot of time east of the Mississippi River, also some time in the Midwest, hoping to make it to defend this crown jewel, the Peter Murphy Classic, this weekend at Kings Speedway.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really hoping that we're going to be able to make it happen. Got a car lined up, but we're just not sure if we're going to be ready to make it happen. But yeah, we won our first Peter Murphy. We won the 360 portion of it in 2019, driving for Dennis and Teresa Ross. And then from 2021 through 2023, we've won the 410 portion the last 3 years. So it's been a race on my calendar every year that I just always look forward to and been thankful enough to won the last 3 of them. And this year, be driving for a different team. And I think it'd be really neat to be able to have won the Peter Murphy. Basically, at that point, it would be 5 years in a row, either winning the 360 or the 410 portion for 3 different car owners. So. We're going to do our best to make it happen and get there, but if not, I'll for sure be out there supporting the teams and competitors and hoping for the best outcome possible.
Well, there's lots of races out there, and some of them don't have a name attached to them. This one does, and this is an important name that's been an important individual in your life, not just your racing career.
Absolutely, Peter was the first job I had when I, moved out of my parents' house. I moved out at 18 years old and went to work for Peter, working on race cars and doing this decal business at the time. And, it was definitely something that I had never expected to be doing and something that I really enjoyed. And, he was my crew chief for a while. And honestly, the biggest reason why I didn't quit racing at a younger age, I, ran into a lot of problems, at around 17, 18 years old, just not being able to get comfortable in a race car and not having confidence. And Peter instilled confidence in me, and it's something that's very special to me. I'm thankful for all the success that I've had, in my career all over. But I think probably the most sentimental and the most special races for me would have to be the Peter Murphy Classic championships for me are the most important. I mean, from winning the 361 and being able to do a wing dance with Peter all the way up to last year, battling it out with Shane Galdick in the 57 car and sneaking away for the win. Each and every one of them have been very special. And, for whatever reason, that race brings out the best in me. And I really hope that we're able to, continue that. And if we're racing there, figuring a way to get back into victory lane.
Well, there's tons of races that always occur, but I feel like there's only a select few that are events. And this is an event because you have the skydivers, the dual anthems with Australia and the United States. You've got the pole shuffle, and you've got those driver intros and stuff. And it just makes it stand out versus, not saying that other races aren't important or anything, but it makes it stand out against other shows across the country.
Absolutely. I think, this year is going to be very different. When it first started, it was a one-night event, and it was, I think, just 410s for a while. And then as it grew, it turned into 410s and 360s, and then it went to 2 nights with 4 races. And, now we're seeing it kind of get back to its roots where it's just a 410 event. It's a one-night race. So it's going to be a lot different than what it normally is. I always really enjoyed racing a bunch on the Peter Murphy Classic weekend, but obviously, things have changed, and it's an event. It's in my opinion, one of the most special races out here. And I hope it's a race that can continue to go for many years down the road, and hopefully it stays as successful as it's been.
Well, we hope that you can make it out to race, and of course, we're glad to know that if that's not a possibility, you'll at least be out there and supporting.
Absolutely. I'll be up there in the booth with you.
There we go. Yes, that's a great idea. Well, Chase Johnson returning to NARC 410 Sprint Car Series action this week, and in Hanford, Peter Murphy Classic, it's upcoming. Kings Speedway, last time you were out there in October, had a couple of decent finishes at the Maury Williams Memorial, a 3rd and a 9th, if I look correctly. So it's a place where you've had a lot of speed at historically.
Yeah, it's one that's kind of escaped me getting the win, so we're fast there. Looking forward to getting to Hanford and getting there for running Peter's race. It's a great cause. We love what Peter does for the left coast here, and to be able to honor him in his racing career is it's a special night. So we're glad we can be a part of it. We're happy to be there to support NARC, and we're excited to get the Toyota Marin, Toyota Walnut Creek, and Toyota Sunnyvale Price Family dealerships up front, and hopefully have another solid night. We had a solid night in Stockton. We just got a fast race car, and I'm really excited for the rest of the season. I've been saying this, the first couple races here, what it feels like about every other day, but I just feel so confident in our race car and confident in our abilities as a team. Really like the dynamic that we have between myself and Ivan and my dad and Eric and James and my brother. It's a great dynamic that we have. We've got a lot of good stuff going. We've got a lot of speed. It's a good time to be at the races. We've got great partners behind us. Like I said, with the Toyota dealerships and Avanti Windows and Doors and King Concrete, Pit Stop USA. I mean, we've got a tremendous list of partners behind us that make this happen. It's a good group to be a part of, a good positive group, and we all want to go out there and win. So hopefully Saturday we will go out there and do that.
Well, Cole Macedo is been red hot with the NARC 410 series, just 2 races in. Cole, you've won both of them, and Tarleton Motorsports number 21 is just been masterclass, just hitting on all marks, it seems like, for you guys this season.
Yeah, it's been a great start of the year. Probably one of the best starts of my career of the year I've ever had. So, it's really, really cool, and super happy for Drew and Nate and Kobe and the whole Tarleton family. And, just having a lot of fun, like I've said several times. And I don't just say that, I mean it when I say that. I'm having a ton of fun racing with this group, and just super thankful to be able to have the start of the year that we've had, and hopefully this run that we're having, it'll continue, hopefully.
This weekend, Peter Murphy Classic at Kings Speedway in Hanford. It's a home game, not just for you, but for Tarleton Motorsports, a place that's connected deeply both with your family and the Tarleton family. I mean, this is a big deal if you guys are able to make it 3 in a row.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident in running very well. I don't like to say, oh yeah, we're going to win or anything, but I'm really confident in having another good run. There last year, about when we got to the Outlaw Swing, we went and traveled a lot, and then got back home and ran the 360 show before and won it, and then ran really good with the Outlaws there at the Tarleton Classic, and finished up the year there pretty strong as well. So, I think that we have a pretty good package for that place, being our home track, and I have a lot of laps there. So, I think it's going to be a good outing, being the Peter Murphy Classic. There's a lot of money up for grabs, and it's a big race. I feel like. So, Peter used to drive for Charlton's, and so there's some connection there. And it would be super awesome to be able to race or to win the Peter Murphy Classic being at Hanford. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, Bud, Kaeding, Kings Speedway coming up, our first 3/8 mile on the schedule for the 65th anniversary of the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series. Peter Murphy Classic got some big money on the line, and definitely an important race for a lot of folks in the pit area.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anytime you can win one of Pete's races, they've all had, I guess I would say, a bit of prestige and got some good money behind them. So they're always marked on most of the guys' calendars as one to win for the year. And Hanford's a place it's been good and bad to me. I had a long streak of running well there, but last couple of years here we haven't really been as good as we were at one point. But I think we're heading in a good direction with our cars and everything that we've got going. I mean, we've been running up towards the front, or at least in the lead draft here. The first two races were pretty solid there at Stockton. Just got the race on Sanders there in the feature, and thought he was moving upstairs. And then so I moved up there in 3 and 4 and just stepped on it and spun out. And then it's tough with the conditions of the track, and just getting kind of marred back in the field there and trying to cut through traffic. And then I don't know, I guess a lot of calamity, just cars and people, just stuff going everywhere. So I don't know, but excited to get back to Hanford and then get back to, I guess, something that's not supposed to be new, but we'll see how everything pans out for us.
Sure. And, this deal, getting in the pole shuffle, that's a big deal. Making these dashes with these NARC races is a big deal. And no doubt what's cool about the pole shuffle is where you're sort of at isn't necessarily where you're going to start. You have an opportunity to kind of bounce back a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I've been in a couple of them pole shuffles, and I've definitely gained off of them, the couple that I've been in, and actually lost a couple of them too. So it's cool. It's some new flavor for it. When we get to do it this one time a year out here, taking place of our dash. Where there's 6 to 8 cars in the dash there, fighting for spots. So it's a bit different, and you only got pretty much a lap and a half, 2 laps there to make your moves versus the 6 laps in the dash. So I don't know, it's a bit exciting, and just hopefully both lanes are even. It's not a one-lane track where one side's so dominant that lane just keeps moving forward.
Well, Justyn Cox getting set for the Peter Murphy Classic this upcoming weekend, Kings Speedway, a place you got some pretty good results at. Looking for a victory in Hanford, and hey, why not? The Peter Murphy Classic, it's a good payday, but most of all, it's a pretty important race to win if you're able to manage to be on that top spot of the podium.
Yeah, Hanford's been pretty good to me and the 42X team over the years. I do have a lot of seconds there. I think I have 2 with NARC and then another few with the SCCT series. So I'd love to win it, and no better place to do it than during Peter's race. So obviously the pay is really good, and it's a race kind of paying homage to Peter and his career. Obviously Peter was a very successful race car driver, and he's done a lot for a lot of different people and kind of keeping the sport healthy here in the West Coast. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting out there, doing a little bit of a rain dance, hopefully. It seems the weekend comes around and the rain likes to show up. So hopefully it'll be like Stockton, and we'll sneak this in and have a good time.
Well, the Bates Hamilton Racing 42X team, you've shown a lot of speed so far this year, and this is a place that carries a lot of speed, especially down that back straightaway. It's just amazing to see how fast you guys can just get up on the gas. I guess if you guys ran rev limiter chips on the back straight.
Yeah, I kind of grew up racing bigger tracks out in the Midwest at Knoxville and tracks like that, and we don't get a lot of that out here anymore. So it's nice to get to Hanford. That's I think our biggest track now in California at the moment. That's racing. So I'm looking forward for the speeds. It's fun. It's a technical place, and it's all around just a great time. The 42X team has a lot of speed. I have 0 results to show for it. We've only raced 3 times, and I have, I think, 2 DNFs in those 3 races, and really no one's fault of their own, just some bad luck. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to hopefully having a stress-free night and see where we can go.
Well, Nick Parker, coming off of a great weekend at Stockton Dirt Track, recorded a top 5. I mean, the number 15 operation was just rolling, and you fell off out of the top 5, I think, there briefly, but then you stayed on the horse and you stayed with it and rallied to finish P5. That had to feel tremendous, to complement your 8th place finish at Silver Dollar Speedway in round number 1 for the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series.
Yeah, no doubt about, a great start to kick off the season. Last year was, didn't feel like we didn't perform very well, but yeah, getting back to Chico and then there's Stockton running pretty good. So, very excited for the team. It's a good confidence boost for not just myself, but also, crew chief Shiggy and the car owner, my dad. So just give us a confidence boost. And now that we head into Hanford, track that I feel very comfortable at. So, weather permitting, if we can race it. So, looking forward to get back there, and just want to thank all my guys, my parents, Shiggy, of course, had me rolling, and just all the sponsors on board, BG, Metal Tech, Rock Knocker, Parker Automotive, Tyner Hurst, and Kaeding Performance. We've been helping us out a lot this year, and really appreciate them.
Well, you mentioned confidence booster. I mean, that just seems to be it for you guys for 2024. Confidence. I mean, of all your performances, not to jinx you, but the majority of them have been in top 5 or top 10 for sure performances for you guys.
Yeah, a lot of people asking me, what's the difference this year, and I think it's just coming into my junior year. You kind of get that little bit of an edge, and being at these tracks before, you know what to expect. So, just keep doing what we're doing and getting those good finishes, and maybe one of these days we can plug a win off. So.
Well, Gage Garcia going to be returning aboard the Keller Motorsports number 2K, and Gage returning to Kings Speedway in Hanford, home game for you, and it's a racetrack that you've got some good laps at. You picked up a win there late in the year, and you've been able to race there against NARC competition, so it should be a good weekend for you guys in the Keller Motorsports team for Peter Murphy Classic.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, the way we ran at Hanford, especially towards the middle end of last year, it should be our bread and butter. We should be able to go out there and perform and put a solid night together in respect to, how we've done the rest of the season. But yeah, I'm super excited. I think we've really started to dial in this Keller Motorsports 2K, and we'll go out and give it our best attempt.
Well, and it really seems like the theme for you guys, I know just a couple NARC races under your guys' belt for 2024, but really just perseverance and not giving up and just grinding out some really good quality results.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely not the position we want to be in as far as, the whole finishing the night and surviving kind of thing. But unfortunately, we've had some good starts tonight, some bad starts, but regardless, have ended up in a spot where we're coming out of a B main, and that's just, that's hurt us, and that's made us put into that position where it's like, hey, pass the cars that you can, but at the same time, the more you survive, the more you're going to go forward, and that held true, especially the first weekend at Chico, where you've seen a lot of guys drop out in that main, and even at Stockton, where quite a few guys had some issues and wrecks and this and that, So it's good, but it's not ideally, what you want to be doing. The name of the game is to be running up front, and that's what we intend on doing here forward. So we'll see if we can turn the narrative around a little bit.
Well, Dylan Bloomfield, one of the many young lions, a part of the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series, set for the Peter Murphy Classic at Kings Speedway in Hanford this Saturday. $11,000 on the line, and once again going to be piloting the potent Vertulo Racing number 83V. And Dylan, got to be excited to go to a new track in 2024.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to go to Hanford. Last year we ran okay there, never really did great, but I mean, we definitely did pretty good for how little big track experience we have. So I'm excited to go race at a big track and learn some stuff. And me and the team have been working real well this year, so I think it should go pretty good. And we've kind of found some new things with the car that we're trying out, and hopefully it goes right direction.
Well, and that's something to keep in mind, too, that some folks might have forgotten about, is it is a team, yes, same people that you're driving for as last year, but, you got Heavy D in there in the role of crew chief, and that's sort, I wouldn't say like a change in a negative thing. It's just a big change for you and the team to have a new shot caller, so to speak, and just to get used to your guys' styles with communication.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, every race is really good for us. We've been learning off of each other, and I think we've been making a good relationship with each other and just learning together as we go. And he's definitely, I think, stepped up the program this year. He's helped us out a lot with setup and stuff, and I think we're going to be pretty good here soon. Just been kind of bad luck a little bit, but other than that, I think we'll be ready to go for Hanford, and we've been working hard all week, and I'm excited.
This episode is a production of Highside Racing Promotions. Be sure to like the YouTube as well as Facebook page, and like these videos. The more likes and the more attention it gets, and we would like to get as much information out to the racing community. Whenever or wherever you're watching these episodes, we hope that you enjoyed them